Hello, pedal ultra nerds, where, for some of you, money is not the object, but the thing you desires. We're looking at the Chase Bliss, which already means, wow! Preamp MkII automaton. Now, I know that Joel and the team have worked feverishly with the people at Benson Amps to bring this thing to market, probably for 2 years, something like this. It's been a while. It's a song from someone. So we've seen this and we're always like, oh, we want that. But then it never came, and now here it came. People are going nuts about this thing because it's got flying faders. Now, technically, nowadays, that's nothing new. I have flying faders on my DAW controller. I mean, I don't have one, but if I had one, it had that. It would haven't been that. My digital console has that. Flying faders, is that a cool thing? Hell yeah, it is. We still think it's awesome. Now, I saw this, and then I see the price. It's a freaking Overdrive, you think. And then, yeah, it's got flying faders. That's a gimmick. Who needs flying faders in reality? Is that really just a gimmick or something that makes sense? We'll discover that. And then there's the $7.99, I think, price, or $6.99, something like that. For an Overdrive? Are you insane? You would say, I would say, we both would say, but maybe there's more to it. And that's what I'm here to tell you about because I found out. So, we're going to look at it really kawahikly. It's right there. Thank you, Leslie. Look how pretty, first of all. The wooden sides, where one of it is actually slightly more in than the other. My OCD is killing me. Nah, better. So, brushed aluminum top, wooden sides. Come on. This isn't because it has to be. This is because, if you're chasing Bliss, you might as well do it right, if you know what I mean. So, let's say this is a Benson preamp in transistor form. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to unclick all the things here. So, you turn this thing on and off. That's rather simple. And then you have volume, like on your Overdrive pedal. And you have treble and bass, like on your Overdrive pedal. And then you have gain, like on your Overdrive pedal. It's a freaking Overdrive, technically. Preamp. But isn't a transistor overdrive pedal, I don't know technical things. So then we have the mids, which right now don't do shit because the mids are off. So plus, minus, right here, no mids, and this is the frequency. So semi-parametric mids, but other pedals have that too. But it's cool, and that circuit is actually coming from the Condor, which is their EQ-y kind of a pedal, but also filtery. So, all this stuff is analog, and that's the most important thing. Looks very digitally, with the number and all that stuff, but of course, Chase Bliss, everything's analog, and then, well, not most of the things, but digitally controlled. The mids can be turned on. Blue is the blue row. Red is the red row. Shows you beautifully what it does. No hidden features, no mouse piano on the back. So, it's off. The mids are not even on. That's what off means. I'm full smart. Pre means the mids are pre-drive. So they're driving it even more when you're boosting, or less when you're cutting. And post is shaping what has been driven. Get it? It's behind it. Okay, that's cool. I can change the Q of my mids. So am I affecting it widely, less widely, or non-widely? Meaning really cool bandpass filter things when you do this, as you might have seen in the intro. Then it can be I don't know technical things. Not silicone or germanium, some kind of transistor. I could even tell you with the beautiful Chase Bliss manual, which of course it has. I always recommend reading the Chase Bliss manuals. Cube, diode. The selectable diode clipping control includes transistor only, like in the stock Benson preamp. A symmetrical silicone setting. Think tube squeezer flavor. Let's say that's a tube screamer. I don't know. and an asymmetrical germanium setting, like a tone pony flavor. I literally have no idea what that means. So different flavors of drive. Hey, why not built in? I can't really tell the biggest difference, but you know, what do I know about tone? And then it's got the thing that I love the most. It's got a fuzz. But the greatest thing is, look at this. Fuzz, gated fuzz, and the best setting for fuzz off. No, not really. Because if it's selectable, then it's got a built-in fuzz, and it's good, and it's got two ones, gated and non-gated, and all the controls again. So you're not just buying an overdrive, you're buying a fully featured fuzz, actually two of them. Is the price starting to make a little bit more sense? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, you can do loads of stuff with expression, which I wish I had figured out before I did this video. So if you follow these steps, you can have an expression pedal and actually control faders. I'm not sure if it's several or one, but whatever. I mean, if you want your overdrive, your volume, or your gain, or maybe even your mid-frequency or whatever, to be controlled with an expression pedal, live, that gives you already a couple settings. Let's say you have one overdrive pedal. Usually for the most of the time of the gig, it's in one setting. It's one gain setting. Here, just with the addition of one expression pedal, you could have your setting and then give it more gain and actually have that under your foot. Let's say we're not going there because we have a lot of stuff to cover. And Leslie's getting company, so we gotta go fast. Okay, so that's done. And then there's this jump, which we're gonna get to. It has something to do with presets. Haha, presets! It's an overdrive pedal with presets, because if everything is digitally controlled with flying faders, why not give it presets? Which you switch to by pushing this. And then they move, and I know it's cool and it's all that, but you know what, that's a freaking gimmick that it's cool. The fact that it actually is practical, that's not a gimmick. But we still want it. That's the thing, it's a desirable thing, whether it makes sense or not. But in addition to being desirable, it also makes sense, goddammit, sadly. So we have 10 presets. And then you hold this in, and then we have another 10, which are empty, and then we have another 10, which are empty. So 0 to 29 would be the program change numbers. Haha, MIDI! Yes! Why am I like this? You see the bank, all this. Frankly, who's Frank? Frankly, he's from Korea. Maybe more coffee will fix this. Wait a second. What the crap is wrong with me? Leslie, what's wrong with me?
I don't know. Maybe ask your mom.
Ask my mom. That's a good one. So frankly, participated in this somehow. Going through presets only up, to me, doesn't make an awful lot of sense. This makes sense once you include MIDI and can switch to anything you want. Just by clicking presets up, you would have to program them in your set list is. Okay. Going up or down, I thought by holding it in you would go down, but by holding it in, you're going to the next bank. Okay, fine. So let's say I do jump on preset number 2. What it does is, it actually, I think if I click preset now, it will go to 0. Yes. So why is that important? Well, that way you could actually go through 3 different presets by clicking jump on the blue, saving that to number 2, and now I go to 0, go to 1, go to 2, go to 0. So I only have 3 presets that I'm switching between. So every time it hits 2, it goes back to 0. That's not a bad way of doing that. Or if you actually wanted to switch between 2 different presets. So I'm gonna go, how would I do this? I'm gonna turn that off again. Let's say you really only need 2 presets. So I'm putting that on 1. And now you literally switch between 1 and 0. Easy, okay? Unclick that again. If you're going to jump red, let's see, I do that, okay? It will jump to 5. So I'm on 5. And now it goes through everything. I'm on 1, and then it goes to 5. Now, if I'm on 5, and I click blue, what does it do? It goes to 0. It's kind of a ass-backwards way of skipping a couple of presets. Now it goes to 0, now it goes to 1, now it goes to 5, and so on. So that is a way to kind of maneuver around a little bit quicker and actually go through a couple of presets, but then jump here instead of jumping up. It's a way to get around. It's a ass-backwards way, but it's there, okay? That's really all there is. In the back, there's an input-output, there's Midi in, Midi out. What is it? Through. It's a through, and then there's the expression in. I was gonna do the expression, but we're not. Oh, we're gonna be a crazy video. Go to the side cam again, Leslie. This bit of kit here is not included. It's a diagonal pedal, and if we're shooting that from the top, we're gonna have zones that are out of focus. That is why I'm propping it up. Actually had to use a level to figure this out. So ignore this bit, okay? Usually it's nicely slanted. But all the controls, this is where it gets really cool. All the controls can accept continuous controllers, which is a MIDI message. So you can send program changes, which is very simple, or continuous controllers. And there's this little MIDI implementation chart, and it literally took me no time at all to get this happening. I have an AirStep from Exonic. This is the AirStep Lite. Doesn't really have any ins and outs, it's just Bluetooth. But on the table, some camera will show that, I have the AirStep, which has MIDI out and relay out and all this. So you program that with your phone, and literally it took me 15 minutes to turn this on for the first time and program the Preamp MkII with it, with my phone. That's how you program it. And that's why it's super simple. So I have MIDI out going to it, and check out what I did on the first bank here on the AirStep. My first steppy is preset 3. My second one, preset 5. And the very last one, number 5, is preset 2. Relatively simple. But on these two, I programmed a toggle. I can turn the fuzz on and off. I don't even have to go to a different preset. Are you seeing how all of a sudden it becomes a second pedal? That's a brutal fuzz, by the way. And on the fourth one over here, I programmed little gain with more volume, and then more gain with less volume. So actually, as the gain increases, you don't want the volume to jump. And I have 2 different gain settings, get this, for every preset, because that's actually just sending that information. So if I'm on preset 5, I can do this. If I'm on preset 2, I can do this. If I'm on preset 2, I can turn the fuzz on. So with a relatively simple MIDI controller, you get a lot out of this thing in addition to presets. Now, let's get into sounds. Before I say one thing, before we get into sounds, I say one thing. I was arguing, do we need flying faders? Why can't it just be knobs with LEDs around them, like some companies have, where the LED shows you where you are? First of all, how much does that look analog? Might it be cheaper? Yes. But realistically, and in my dealing with the Preamp MkII, seeing the setting in faders is much quicker than knobs. I can immediately see how it's set up. Plus, it's actually quicker to adjust. It is. Also on stage, if you were using an expression pedal and all this stuff, it's just faster to see where it's set. Is it a gimmick? The more I use it, the less I think it's a gimmick. I'm surprised myself. Brand new strings on the Shabbat Lion DX. I'm having so much fun with this thing because the sounds are just great. I've never played anything from Benson, but whatever Benson's doing, they're doing a good job. Holy hell crap. Just quickly tune again. And these are soft clickies, by the way. Let's turn the effects off. Maybe a little bit of reverb from the sidekick. So we turn this on. Let's go to number 3. Volume up, treble bass up. Mids are not on right now. You can see it's almost boosty, because no gain. I'm going into the Tone King, Sky King, through the AUX with the 412, Creamback loaded cab, when we're gonna go through other amps as well. So off. If you wanted to use, if you want to use like a tree, if you want to use it like a tube screamer and thin out the bass before going into a cranky amp, which we're gonna do, there's the easy solution. Take the bass out. It's one kick-ass classic rock pedal, I can tell you that right away. You're not gonna get metal out of it, you're not gonna get high gain out of it. But everything else, hell's yeah. Let's turn the mids on. Less mids. More mids. Nothing happens because I'm not boosting, so I'm boosting the mids. Now you can hear where they are. That obviously makes it already extremely versatile, but you can of course change the cue. And that's of course like a cocked wah. I said cocked! And that's kind of cool, and you don't need another pedal for that. You technically almost don't need a wah. Of course with a wah, the top and lower end is kind of all rolled off completely, but by going really steep Q and having an expression pedal, you're also saving a wah, if you only use that once in a while. It's even a very tunable wah, because you can say how much you're boosting and cutting and how steep it is. So it's actually a pretty, as I said, tunable wah. But of course, you're not doing that with your hand. You're doing that with your foot, with an expression pedal. Or you could program an external MIDI device with an LFO to send a continuous controller, don't know which one it was, 17 or something, to MIDI channel 2 and actually modulate that. Like the Poly Bebo, where I spent some time with designer Loki Davison to make that happen. And somewhere on the table, or on the desk, we see the Bebo. And check this out. I have an LFO going to that automatically, and I have the most amazing soundyscape. If I put a big ass shimmer reverb on here with some delay, I want less gain, so on my air step, less gain. And on the poly, I already also programmed a setting where I can change the gain. So check this out. Gain high, gain low. You can do that if you know how to use continuous controllers from anywhere. So that's pretty damn cool. We're gonna go back to turning this off. Nothing changes here because mids are off completely. So very effective, high and low, and the mids are super flexible. That's absolutely awesome to put the Condor stuff in there. Let's see how the Diode stuff changes the sound by going a little bit. Don't forget that your volume really is also pushing. Oh, wait. The mids are pre right now. And now they're post. Slight difference, but it really it changes the gain structure. If you want more gain, put it before and then push the mids as well. You're gonna get more gain. See? The mids alone are pushing the preamp. So much for that. We're gonna check out the different clippies. I don't know. That's kind of for the ultra nerds who know what that clipping means and how it behaves. I don't feel or hear a humongous difference. It's subtle, okay? It doesn't give you a whole other pedal. Yeah, that's slightly less, I wouldn't say fuzzy. Highs are a little bit different. We have P90, so we got... Before we go into the fuzz, let me show you a couple of really, really cool rock sounds and what the gain does. That sounds blown up, modded, plexi-ish. I don't want to say Van Halen, you're gonna get on my case about that. It sounds blown up in that power amp saturation-y thing. That's quite a bit of gain, as you can tell from the noise, but that's as much as you can possibly get. It's there, but I mean, I love it right here. This is just... It's just brilliant. Okay, the fuzz, because Leslie needs to go. So right now it's at the lowest gain setting, and it's already... It's not subtle fuzz. Why? Because you don't need that. It has all the subtleties in the overdrive. This is for I want fuzz. Different amps. Quickly, we're gonna go into the Mini Marshall JCM No, it's not the JCM. It's called the Marshall SV20H. So just as a boost right here. Way cool. We're gonna go JCM 800. So let's see how goodly it can boost things. So it's already cranked. I mean, it's an 800. What do you want from it? What do you want from it? Interestingly, this is almost the sound, except for the super low end, that I could get out of the Tone King with the Preamp MkII. That's got that bully low end that really... That's why people put an overdrive to tighten it up in front of these amps. They use overdrives like a tube screamer that don't have the low end. So... that'll do it! Possibly too much gain with the Marshall being already cranked up and all that stuff. But you can do it. And we quickly move on to the thing with the Morgan AC20. Thank you, Leslie. It's right there. That's Voxy. I always play those sus2 chords when I play the Vox. I don't know. Or the Morgan. I'm sorry, Vox. works. And we have the orange, of course, which always sounds like the orange because, you know, it's an orange. And last but not least, we're gonna go into a dumble style thing because they're always thick. So we're gonna see how I can Bensonify the dumble, the fake dumble in the Synergy Synth 50. This guitar's good. Midi controlled, no fuzzing. The Rev D20. The Rev D20. The Rev D20. Leslie's not paying attention. She's got company up there. They're probably getting wasted already. So, my original thing was, that's a gimmick. Nobody needs that. And I was wrong. And my original thing was, that's quite expensive. Nobody needs that. Why spend, what, $6.99, $7.99 on an overdrive that can also be a fuzz? Because of the flexibility, and most certainly because of the fact that it's all of those in one MIDI controllable. So the, let's say I have a Walrus Audio Aegis. It'll cost me $200. Let's say I have a Tube Dreamer from Jam Pedals. Great pedal, that'll cost me around $200. Then I get a good fuzz, something boutiquey, that'll cost me $220. I'm already at $620, roughly. That'll give me 3 sounds on my pedal board. Can you follow me? 3 sounds. I will very likely not bend down during the gig and change that. In between songs, maybe I go and change the gain, whatever, but will it give me more than 3, 4 sounds if I have those 3 pedals? No. Here, I can have an expression pedal in the middle of my one sound, giving me different gain, giving me different mid-frequency. I can have, you know, the most different setups in terms of how much it's pushing, like a boost, how much it's driving with the gain, how much it's EQing with the EQ, how much it's fuzzing with the fuzz. And as you could see, this is all MIDI controllable, and it's actually not difficult to do. And you have instant visual feedback. So for me, realistically, this does, and this is not just a marketing jargon thing, this does replace a minimum of 3 pedals on your board, given that it can do fake wah things. What does it? It'll replace your wah, but it doesn't replace your expression pedal, so you're not saving space. But if you have an expression pedal anyway, this is cool. And in conjunction with MIDI, I mean, go. You know, none of your pedals can do that. Analog filter sweeps. Analog filter sweeps. Cool. So, it's a lot of money. I get that. It's the highest freaking build quality possible. Chase Bliss and Benson did not save on anything. Not on the brushed aluminum, not on the knobs, not on the faders, not on the... These have to last a long, long time, and I'm pretty sure there's a warranty of X amount of years that'll cover that. The wooden... Everything here is what they wanted, not what makes it cheap. What they wanted. And this is a company that will do whatever they want. They're chasing bliss so that you can chase your bliss with their bliss. Get it what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm getting paid for this video. You know that doesn't mean anything other than that I can put, food on the table and the dogs are happy. We gotta feed my noodle. If you don't know what that means, my poodle's called Noodle. So, I get it. If I was gonna do anything but metal, not but metal. It's anything but metal. Get it? I put this on my board. Let's say the Boss MD and OD200. That's another $500 right there. Also MIDI controllable. Put them next to this on the board, and you literally look. I mean, it's very big right now. But Leslie, can you make it smaller again? She's not paying attention. She's not with me anymore. Leslie?
Sorry, what?
Can you make this smaller again? I'm trying to show something here. See? So this would be your... they're almost... you get the idea. Thank you, make it bigger again. This would be your fly rig. All your drives, presets, 2 of these, and then the air step in front of it, and you have a very high quality fly rig with all the modulation, all the delay, and... really good drives and fuzz. I know it's expensive, but I will do one thing. I will step out here and say it's justified. Because of what's in it, I don't know. But it's justified because it replaces so many drives other than your super metal thing. If you're doing classic rock, blues, pop, this is insane. I'm pretty sure you will get this and kick off 3, 4, maybe even 5 pedals off your board and not even look back. Yes, I'm vouching for that. Okay, apparently there's cake, I hope. Because it's the celebratory, yeah, we did a Chase Bliss pedal video. It's so complicated. We tried not, to do it because it's so much work, but we did it, and then there's cake. So every time we finish a Chase Bliss pedal, we have cake. It's not true. But wouldn't it be cool if it was? Thanks, Joel and the whole Chase Bliss team. And Benson people, I don't know you guys, but you're amazing. This thing sounds good. This thing is fun. And I do sell pedals that, would collect dust here. I think this will probably end up on my table because it's the one thing that I can just use for so many things. So I think this will stay. Thanks, everyone. I put links below. Please use my Thomann links. I don't think you can get this. This is Thomann, probably Effect Boutique. I put links below. Please use my Thomann links for other stuff because it helps me. Support me on Patreon. Go Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Why am I saying this? I need cake. Animals at the end!